Welcome to jazztime.com. Jazztime.com is an online store that buys, sells, trades authentic luxury watches. We make these videos so our customers can easily choose the best watch for themselves in the comfort of their own home. We offer the lowest prices anywhere online. You want to know the price of the watch, simply click on the links in the description below. We greatly appreciate it if you'll buy a watch from jazztime.com once in a while. Today I'll be doing a review on the Rolex Datejust 36. This is the model number 116200. One thing before we go into the review of the watch, this watch is a discontinued model. There is a newer style model, which is the 126200s. But of course, here at jazztime.com, we can still get these versions of these watches if you're interested. Once again, check out on the links in the description below and purchase from jazztime.com. All right, so we'll be doing a review of the dial, bezel, case, crown, bracelet, clasp, and we'll go over the movement towards the end of the video. So jumping right into the dial here, this is one of the more unique style dials for the Rolex Datejust line. This is the what's referred to as the Tuxedo dial, which has a sort of black outlining on the very outer edge of the dial where the hour markers are located. Then it has a nice beautiful silver dial in the center that has that sort of sunbursting feature. As you can see, as I tilt it against my light source here, you can see it sort of radiate in various directions. Of course, for the Rolex Datejust line in particular, you have very many options for the dial color. If you don't love the Tuxedo dial, you can get it in a standard full black dial, white, silver, blue. You can get it in various different hour markers as well, such as these are the index style hour markers, which are luminous filled with super luminova, which go for up to 8 hours for readability in the dark. But if you're not interested in the index hour markers, you can also get in Roman numerals, Arabic numerals, and even diamonds if you're willing to go that far on your watch. But besides, so the Datejust line specifically is, you know, the choice if you're trying to get a gift for somebody, and you don't want to get the standard just black and white dial. You have numerous options, numerous sizes. This is really the watch line to pick the correct dress watch, either for yourself or for someone that you like or love, etc. All right, but specifically, this follows the typical Datejust structure for the dial. So we have the date window at the 3 o'clock position with a Cyclops lens on top of that sapphire crystal. And I'm going to go ahead and move that minute hand out of the way. I apologize. Okay, so once again, 3 o'clock position is the date window, Cyclops lens on top of that sapphire crystal that protrudes just a little bit to magnify and have an easier viewing of that date. 12 o'clock position, we have the Rolex crown logo and the 18 karat white gold, and all the super luminova luminous hour markers, index hour markers, are fashioned in 18 karat white gold as well. Specifically, I do want to show you how it glows. This is going to be a green glow. So I'm going to go ahead and charge that just for a sec, and there we are. So one thing to note about the Datejust line is that with the index variation, you do have the super luminova for the dial. Roman and Arabic and diamond hour markers will not have this glow in the dark feature, so that's something to keep in mind. So if you do want to read your watch at night, you would choose the index variation for this watch that has the luminous on the hour hand and the minute hand, as you see. Of course, not the second hand, as that's too thin, but then on the index hour markers as well, as you see it radiate around the dial. Okay. Besides that, the only last thing to mention about the Datejust 36 dial is on the very outer edge of the dial, we have the sort of what we call railroading around the very outer edge of the dial, giving a nice contrast from the black with the white railroad tracks. And then we have the Roman numerals behind each of the hour markers as well. All right, moving on to the bezel. Now the bezel is just a simple high polished dome bezel. As you can see, highly reflective, as it matches very nicely with the high polish on the lugs, as this is a dress watch. You will have high polished lugs on a dress watch. So it has this nice encompassing shine from the top to the bottom of the case of the watch, along with the face, and then shining very nicely with the silver and the sort of tints of the the small hinges of shine from the 18 karat white gold on the hour markers as well, and then from the hands. Okay. Specifically for the sizing, as we move to the case, this is a 36mm, as I've already mentioned. This is a 36mm watch. Your other options available if you don't like 36. The 36 is more of a sort of smaller variation for men. So the 36 was made more for men in mind. Of course, as I mentioned, all those different dial colors. Women can also wear the 36 as well. It might be a little bit larger, but sometimes you know, some women do like a little bit larger watches, as it's sort of become commonplace where women will actually wear their previous guys' watches if they've upgraded from, you know, like a 40 to a 41, or 36 to a 40, and so on and so forth. As Rolex likes to sort of change their sizes, as they've done with the Submariners, which have gone from a 40 to a 41, or the Sea Dollar, which have gone from a 40 to a 43. So, you know, some women will take their previous men's watches and wear them as commonplace. So it could be for women as well. If you want to get your lady a larger watch, a 36 might be a good choice as well. But besides that, side profile view of the watch, nicely high polished from the side. Doesn't not too thick of a watch, as it will fit in a suit dress cuffs very nicely. On the other side of the case, you have a nice high polish as well, trailing from the side as a case to the bracelet. You can see the nice high polish on the sides, giving it a nice shine overall to the watch, no matter what angle you're looking at it from. The Rolex crown logo is underscored. As you can see, there's like tiny little bit underscore under the crown, on the crown itself, and that means that this watch follows a twin locked double waterproofness system. So we're gonna go ahead and unwind the crown as we move on now. In this standard position, you can unwind the watch. About 15 to 20 clockwise turns is all you need to get the watch started once more. Pulling out the crown to the next position will allow you to adjust the date. Oops. Okay, apologize. Actually, you do need to move the hour hand here. There we are. And then we'll be able to adjust the date at the 3 o'clock position by going clockwise very quickly, very easily. And then pulling out the crown to the final position, I'll go ahead and stop that second hand. You can stop the hacking movement, and I stopped at the 11 o'clock position, and then you'll be able to adjust the hands bidirectionally from the final position of the crown. So very easy to use, very simple to use. And then pressing the crown back in, we'll start that second hand once more, and always make sure to screw the crown nice and tight in against the case, as you want to keep this watch water resistant. Specifically for this Datejust watch, you're looking at 100 meters or 330 feet. Moving on to the bracelet now. The bracelet is on an Oyster style bracelet. One of the Oyster style bracelets, usually being a sportier style bracelet, has the satin finish on the outer of the three-piece link, sort of nice high polish down the center. Give that a nice juxtaposition of contrast. As you can see, it brings more out of each other. Instead of being just a full shine, you have that nice contrasting shine, which makes the watch make the watch gorgeous. Moving on to the pattern, you can see it follows through even through the folding oyster clasp and onto the other side of the bracelet as well. As we move on to the clasp, this is where the clasp is located. This is the oyster style folding clasp. It just simply opens up as so. Nope. And there we are. You can see a very beautiful high polished clasp blades with the Rolex name embossed on there. And that's how it looks from the back. Has an easy style link, which is located here. By pulling at a 45-degree angle, you can release the watch for 5mm increments, and then adjust it with a tool from the inner part of the clasp. 5mm increments from the inner, middle, and outer. And it's currently set to the outer position right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and snap that back in, close that up. There is a small significance to that. You know, if you're walking around in the mall, outdoor mall, it gets hot throughout the day, your wrist will swell up a little bit, and that gives you a little bit of breathing room for your wrist, and vice versa on colder days as well. All right, moving on to the movement. It is housed in this oyster style case backing with the nice high polish around the outer edge, satin finish on the center. That part sits on your wrist. The movement is the tried and tested movement that Rolex has been using for over 3 decades, as they've actually only recently started updating it. This is the 3135 movement, which was used in the previous Submariner Sea Dollar models, which shows the sportier pieces, and other various Datejust models as well. It's a mechanical self-winding movement that has the it's within Swiss specs, so -2 + 2 seconds a day. As Rolex likes to boast about the 6 o'clock position there, you can see the superlative chronometer officially certified right there at the 6 o'clock position. So within Swiss specs, has a paramagnetic blue parachrome hairspring, which helps in aiding against resistance against magnetism, as a magnetized watch will cause it to run erratically. And the power reserve of that movement is a 48-hour power reserve, which is slightly important to you, the customer, as putting this watch down on a Friday evening, picking back up on a Sunday afternoon, it'll be keeping time just fine. But if it does go past that 48 hours, of course, you'll have to rewind the watch as I've shown you with the crown functions. Or if you're already spending this much money, just buy a watch finder and toss it on there and have it keep your watch wound. All right, now let me actually go ahead and show you this watch on my wrist. So we're going to locate that Oyster clasp, open that up, slip that on, snap that on, and there we are. As you can see, beautiful tuxedo dial, one of the unique style dials of the Rolex line. Okay, let me actually readjust this here, one sec. There we are. One of the more unique style dials from Rolex. See, very beautiful high polish coming from the dome of the bezel, high polishing of the lugs, two-tone polishing style of the high polish on the center, sand on the outer edges, and a very beautiful clasp as well. But again, if you don't like this dial, this comes in it comes in numerous different dial styles that you can purchase. So if you're interested in purchasing this watch or any other watch from jazztime.com, please buy this from jazztime.com, as we do make these videos for our customers. To be able to just sit at home on the couch and just take a look at these reviews, and those purchases help us keep making more videos, of course, for you guys to watch. So please like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you guys soon.
If you want to find out more about the watch you just saw in the video, you can just click below on show more to see the full description. Then you can check the link next to model as seen in video, click on it, and you will get to the proper page where you can see all the details. If you're watching on a mobile phone, you have to click on the arrow down on the right hand side below the video to see the full description. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you would like to share this video with your friends, you can use the share button below and share it on any platform you like. If you have questions, constructive feedback, want to tell us about some mistakes or misspeaks, just write a comment below. If you want to see more videos like this, you should subscribe to our channel and visit our channel page where you can find all the videos. And if you're interested in a specific watch brand, you can check out our playlists. If you want to check the price for a watch or want to buy one, remember at jazztime.com you always get a steep discount, so you should check the prices with us. If you want to know the price for a specific watch, just go to Google, type in JazzTime, plus the brand, model, and the details you're interested in, and Google will find the right page for you. Thank you for watching.